All right, today I want to talk about how to increase hand speed. In an earlier video I did a few weeks back, I talked about simple ways to increase punching power. Now understand that speed and power kind of go hand in hand. I can have the heaviest hands in the world, but if I'm throwing them like this, it's not really going to do much damage, right? So if you have speed, you're probably going to have power because there's a lot behind it, right? There's a lot of motion, there's a lot of force, but they are different things. And again, with punching power and speed, they're both about 50 to 70% genetic, right? Some people just are going to be faster than others, predominance of fast twitch fibers, but we all have fast twitch fibers. Some of us have more, and there's ways you can stimulate that, all right? So what I want to talk about today are different ways you can increase hand speed. Now, the thing is with hand speed, you have to be conscious of it. When you throw out a punch. If I'm throwing a punch hard, I'm going to be very conscious of the fact that I'm throwing that right hand as hard as I can, right? It's a 145-pound bag. I know to move it, I have to hit hard. I was very conscious of my power there. Same thing with speed. If I want to throw a combination fast, I need to be conscious of throw it out and get it back. Okay, speed, all right? Now the key with speed is retraction. It's one thing to put it out there fast. You need to bring it back fast too. Because when you're most vulnerable when you're here, right? So the best way to do this, and you can set a timer and count your own punches or have someone count your punches, is set the timer for 30 seconds, a minute, and you just go as much as you can. Be conscious. You're literally trying to punch as fast as you can. All right. I don't want you doing these type of drills, so that's more for cardio. But that can work, right? Because you can just try to get faster. But what I like to do is set the timer for a minute and count my punches. Say at the end of a minute I did 80 punches, okay? So the next time I want to go for 82, 84, 90. All right, the more conscious you are of what you're doing, you're going to train your brain over time to adapt to that. All right, that's how I work on my speed, my power is specific drills. I don't really use a lot of resistance training to increase that. I use resistance training as its own thing to make my body stronger. I'm not big into shadow boxing with weights because what I find is it's more for shoulder endurance. Which is great. Floyd Mayweather uses weights in his shadow boxing and in his training all the time. And you can't argue with the amazing career and success he's had. I just find that shadow boxing with weights or resistance bands, it feels like it increases speed, but it's really good for shoulder endurance, which you need, right? Speed is something you have to be conscious of, right? If I'm gonna throw my jab out, it's almost like whipping a wet towel. Say there's a fly on the bag and I wanna swat him before he moves away. If I go too slow, he's gonna get away. I'm here, right? Concentrate more on it hitting his target and bringing it back. That's where the real speed is. The speed isn't here. Anyone can throw that. The speed is bringing it back here. Bringing it back here. Bringing it back here. Bringing it back. All right? You have to be conscious of speed and practice drills like this. Even in shadow boxing, if you don't have a bag at home, even with shadow boxing, typically most people when they shadow box, they move, they work their angles, which is good, and it's technical. This is what you want. You're developing proper technique. But you can make this speed focused. You don't want to do the Manny Pacquiao, stuff like that, because there's no, again, Manny Pacquiao's a much better boxer than me, amazing fighter, but sometimes the way he shadow boxes, he's just kind of warming his body up. If you want to use shadow boxing to develop speed, again, be conscious of the speed. I'm very conscious of throwing it out there. All right? My focus is speed, right? I'm a 6'6", probably 270 pounds right now. I'm a big dude, and I got pretty decent hand speed because of drills like this. And increasing speed and power is very simple. You need to focus on that aspect. They go hand in hand, but you can train them separately. You just need to focus on it and work on it. Focusing on throwing it fast on the bag and throwing it fast in shadow boxing are the best ways, and you can do them anywhere. But everything's in the retraction, don't forget that, all right? So work on this drill, guys.